Okay, thank you for joining me in the Live a Powerful Life webinar. My name is Amy, and I am going to help you explore what it means to reclaim your metabolism and support a healthier lifespan as we age. While aging is inevitable, I'm sorry, it is, and it is for all of us, we can do a lot to prevent a lot of things that happen as we age and the negative aspects that come with it. Yes, I am talking about wrinkles, weight gain, and not sleeping well, not feeling like yourself, and feeling like you're coming down the fast lane of a ski slope. So none of that is natural in how we age, but we have been led to believe that's just part of getting older. It has been scientifically proven that we can re-engage with our health and slow the effects of aging, reverse damaging effects that can hurt us as we age and cause illnesses and diseases. And we can even avoid and mitigate some of the risks that we've genetically inherited. So I am super excited to bring this content to you. I am very excited about some of the things that I've found that have allowed me to put this course together to share it with you. And please know that everything we start and talking about tonight can be customized to you, because that is the big cornerstone of natural health, is that everything can be personalized to you. It's not a program that you conform to. It's something that you fit into what works and what you need in your own life. So that's really what the appeal is for me. So I am going to jump right in with a very important question. Do you want to live younger, longer, and look and feel even better than you do right now?
Yes.
Of
Yeah,
course.
right? A pretty big question, but an obvious answer for a lot of us. But what this is a lot of different ways that we measure health and wellness, right? Some people look at the numbers on the scale or on the cholesterol levels. Some look at how they are aging, wrinkle and gray hair wise, right? Truthfully, there's a lot of factors that we use to measure our health and determine what is feeling right for us as we age. But there's many factors that go into that, like your diet, your habits, your stress, your exposure to toxins, and simple feelings about well-being. Now, many of these factors can be easily measured, like we talked about lipid panels and cholesterol and things like that, but others are more emotionally based, like how do you gauge your energy level? How do you measure how you are happy or sad on a consistent basis, right? Those are more subjective to us. But at the end, whatever this represents to you, we all have the same goal in mind, which is to look younger, feel awesome, and again, kind of prolong those good years before we go into that end of life where things kind of start falling apart, right? So what really holds us back from doing that, though? Well, obviously, there's some basic things that happen with all of us in this. We have high stress lives, right? Anyone not have one of those? We don't get enough exercise, right? Sedentary lifestyles, we're sitting on phones and computers all day. It just happens. We're not getting good quality sleep, which further impacts our advancement of age-related things. We have nutrient deficiencies, which we're going to talk a lot about tonight, because this is a big factor that we can proactively control. And we are increasingly exposed to toxins that further increase our risk for illnesses and diseases. So these are some really big things. None of them are surprise to you, right? Everyone knows what these are, and you've heard about them continuously. Now, when we talk about things like metabolism, and we talk about how we kind of deal with some of this, all of these things I just described impact your metabolism. So by targeting specific things in a priority order on this list, we can improve metabolic health, which in turn reduces the effect that we have from these things. So that's what I'm going to teach you tonight. So let's talk a little bit, though, about the impact of these things to our life. It is costing you physically, emotionally, mentally, and socially when these things happen, right? You have nutritional deficiencies that can lead to serious issues in your health. Depending on the deficiency, your body may suffer from a wide range of things that are going on with it. You can feel fatigue, have weakened bones, aches and pains in the joints, wrinkles and gray hair are in there. But when you think about these impacts, also think about what happens when you feel tired every day. Now, I'm very guilty of this. I don't have the energy all the time to play with my kid like I'd like to. I feel grumpy, when I've had kind of a long day, right? These are things that continually impact us. So, it's not just sedentary lifestyle and gaining weight. There's emotional aspects to this as well. So think about how you're feeling mentally every day, and those nutritional deficiencies feed directly into that. And they're so much bigger than just a health diagnosis to your physical body. So let's talk about how we get into fixing some of this stuff. Okay, so we are going to focus on what's called a wellness pyramid. Some of you may be familiar with this diagram. You've seen it in other places. It's a pretty well-known published diagram when it comes to health. We are actually going to focus on those two bottom ones: nutrition and digestion, movement and metabolism. They are the foundation of your metabolism, and that everything else, if you get these right, falls in place and it becomes easier to manage. When you're using supplements to make up for nutritional deficiencies, you're supporting an improvement in your personal journey while you make other health improvements, because supplements are meant to supplement. Okay, we are not meant to be lifelong on supplements. If you take regular vitamins and supplements, you want to take a periodic break from those and gauge how well your body is doing, so that you can adjust what type of vitamins you're taking and if you even need them any longer. So a good example of this is fish oil. How many of you were told to take fish oil as part of your recommended essential fatty acid vitamins? Yep. So we are highly deficient in EFAs, essential fatty acids. So a lot of us take fish oil vitamins. However, if you don't ever take a break from taking that supplement, you don't know if your body is actually catching up with you nutritionally and getting it from enough other sources to know if that vitamin is still viable for you to be taking. Okay, so that's one of the reasons you look at pretty regularly what type of vitamins you're taking, why you're taking them, and if you need a break or to change them up or to, look at what else you need to add in there to get a nutritional gap filled. Okay, so as we move through this pyramid, I'm going to teach you some foundational principles, and it's going to be kind of like the Jenga block game, where if you pull one out or you put one in, it makes the tower lean differently, right? I'm going to teach you the steps to put your tower kind of more straight and solid, and that's what these two bottom pillars give us. So if we focus on these two, I want to share with you a really scary fact. Less than 7% of the American US adult population has a healthy metabolic health number. That's terrible, guys. If you want to know why we are dying younger, why we are having an increase in diseases, why everyone is getting sick from the latest virus coming out, this is where it's coming from. Okay, everyone we love, everyone we know, I guarantee you know someone more than you know someone else who has a better metabolic health. So this is a very serious issue. This is dealing with glucose, it's dealing with blood lipid levels, blood pressure, cardiovascular events. This is where it's all stemming from. And less than 7% of us, adults, I've gotten this right. So this is a big topic, and I want to help you navigate through this because it's reversible, and we can improve this number as a society and as individuals. Now, what's even scarier is the child number, because children are starting to experience this as well. Okay, so let's go into what is some of the culprits? Gosh, my screen is really slow. We know good nutrition is a primary factor in good health. Okay, that's been beaten into us from a very young age. But I'm going to ask you a really crazy question, and you are going to laugh, but I want to know from you what represents good nutrition? What do we define that to look like in our grocery carts? Okay. Are we getting the right foods in our carts and on our tables to fill up our nutritional dietary needs every day? So, what does a healthy food look like? These are typical things. I've had them in my own grocery cart, and I bet you have too, if they're not in your pantry, like some of these are in mine. What makes up a healthy food?
I don't really like any of them. Sorry, even the veggie lovers, they got too much iceberg lettuce. I'd rather see some spinach or something thrown in that.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, I've tried the Mission carb balance. They are lower in carbs.
Yeah, I actually
Okay.
have some of those as well.
I can tell you I got the rolled gold but pretzels in my pantry. And I've got the agave and the raw syrup. These are very common things we buy all the time, right? Because we believe they're healthier, right? They're supposedly better for us, right? And we're told these are healthy things.
That's what they tell us.
What they tell us. Well, you ready? This is going to surprise you guys. I'm telling you. Why my slides are so slow? All
Nothing.
those foods.
It's blank.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I know. Show's over. All of those foods on the prior slide are unhealthy. Every single one of them. And I'm going to tell you why. We're going to go through them individually. But food labeling and manufacturers of food have led us to believe things are healthy and good for us when they're actually doing a lot of damage. Okay. The truth is, we have been sold so many diet lies. Most of us can't even recognize a healthy food anymore when we put it in our grocery cart. The label is made so that we are meant to believe something is good for us, right? So we're like, okay, well, that says diet or that says 100 calories. So that's got to be better for me, right? Despite all the stuff and the messages and the labeling, we are getting sicker and fatter and older before our years. Life expectancy actually decreased 1.5 years in 2020 in the US alone. And it wasn't because of Corona. It was because of what I just showed you on the other slide. So we're going to look at that grocery cart again. And I'm going to tell you why those things were on the list. Okay, let's start with that Light and Fit. Light and Fit sold to us as a healthy yogurt, good protein breakfast, right? Well, it's filled with preservatives and artificial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners are hundreds of times sweeter than regular sugar. So that creates hormonal disruptions in our body that triggers cravings. What happens when you get a craving? You get sweet and salty snacks to fill that craving, and you eat and you overeat with it. The culprit is artificial sweeteners and preservatives that trigger those hormonal imbalances that create the cravings. Lean cuisine. A lot of us eat those things for lunch because they're convenient, they're easy, there's variety. There's a lot of people who just fill their carts up every week with this stuff. Those are filled with so much sodium and preservatives that it actually prevents you from feeling full. Okay. Agave in the raw has been promoted as a safe alternative, a healthier alternative. And you even see on this one, it says organic, that it's better for you than regular maple syrup. Okay. It is, but here's the problem. If you turn that label around and compare it to regular sugar, a maple syrup sugar-based product, it's going to say teaspoon per teaspoon. If you eat agave in the raw, to that level that you're eating regular maple syrup or other sugary substitute syrups like that, you are creating insulin sensitivity. You're creating resistance to insulin because the sugar is so much higher in agave than it is regular syrup.
Yeah, it stuff's deadly sweet.
It's deadly sweet, even though it's healthier, right? So if you use something like an agave, you're supposed to use a much lesser amount. Okay. Diet Coke. I was guilty. I love my Diet Dr. Pepper. Okay. It was a hard habit to break, but this girl doesn't rarely drink a soda anymore. Let me just say, any kind of diet soda out there, aspartame is a poison. And a little bit of poison is not okay when you're dealing with metabolism issues and trying to improve your health. Okay. Veggie straws. My kid used to get these in daycare. We bought them at home because they were supposedly healthier than other kind of snacks, right? Well, they probably at one time did start out from actual vegetables, but by the time they've got to this point of a veggie straw, they were processed to the point you couldn't even taste the vegetable anymore. They're full of preservatives and salt and packaging things that create a toxin and a pretty tasteless snack. Okay. Microwave popcorn. How many of you have microwave popcorn?
No.
Yeah. Guess what? That bag that the popcorn is in is full of toxins and fake butter, which create a lot of damage to your blood cells. And we love popcorn in our house, right? That's a great snack. It can be, but you got to be careful about buying how it's packaged, right? Real food has minimal packaging, minimal processing. Nutella. Oh, my son loves Nutella. It is also one that can cause hormone imbalances. It interrupts your sensitivity to sugar as well. The 100-calorie snack packs, whether it's the Oreo ones I have here or another kind that say 100-calorie packs, this is where the diet industry gets us every time because it creates a negativity mindset that if you eat more than that 100-calorie snack, you're guilty, you've been bad, you cheated. Those are very negative words to say to yourself. And it creates a resistance and a resentment about your body. And once you have that, it's very hard to break up with diet mentality. It's very hard to develop healthy eating habits because we've been trained to live in a way that is deprivation and limited and restricted in order to be thin and healthy. And that's not true. So just like the Diet Coke and the 100-calorie thing here, that's mislabeling because it triggers our mind to say bad things about our body and it creates a poor body image. Pretzels. I have these in my pantry right now. Okay. For years, we were told pretzels were the healthy alternative to snacks, right? I distinctly remember that marketing message. And I have been an avid pretzel person for years because they were better. Well, maybe, but there's absolutely no nutritional value in a pretzel. And they too are full of preservatives. They create cravings much like that light and fit yogurt do, because you're not getting anything in besides a crunch. Okay. The satisfying crunch is mentally satisfying to us, especially when we're angry. But yet when you eat pretzels, there's absolutely no nutritional value in them. You might as well eat Ruffles potato chips. You might as well get the good stuff. Okay, spinach wraps. I too, low carb dieter for a long time. But just like those veggie straws, by the time they've become a spinach wrap, any nutritional value from that spinach has been wiped out. Now, you do get the benefit of lower sugar, lower carb, but the low carb messaging again creates that I can have this, but not this mentality. And it feeds into that negativity around the diet mentality that we're trying to break up with. It prevents us from having a joyous relationship with food. Okay, because it puts some foods on the bad list, right? It tells us you can't have this or you can only have so much of something else. Now, Progresso soup, 160 calories a can, for 1 can. Good little alternative for lunch. I know a lot of people who eat this every day for lunch. Here's what's going on there. It's packed with salt, and anything packed in an aluminum can has got preservatives in it that give it a longer shelf life. And it is something that can create toxins in your body because of that aluminum can, even if it has the BP lining in it that supposedly makes it safer, that still leaks through from the actual can, especially if it's an older product. Margarine and the Health Smart Heart Diet. Yes, it's nasty. So my husband recently had heart surgery, and lo and behold, we were told to put him on a heart healthy diet of low fat. Let me give you the big secret about fat. Your brain actually needs fat to function. We were meant to eat fat. Your brain is about 60% reliant on fat that you eat. And if you feed it fake fat, like through the American Heart Healthy Diet, what you're doing is depriving your brain of necessary fat that it needs to function the rest of your body. And you're creating damage to your blood vessels because your body cannot process fake fat. So it floats around your body, collecting all the other little slimy, germy things going on in there. And then lo and behold, you get an illness or a disease. So please do not eat fake margarine.
Butter
Now,
girl.
right? Real butter is okay. Just be responsible with it. All right. Cereal, Special K, or any kind of cereal actually has a ton of preservatives on top of things like rat poison and ingredients that, again, kind of make it really questionable, the nutritional value. A lot of cereals also have added vitamins because they've stripped it out through the processing of making that cereal. So a lot of them add folic acid. Folic acid is a synthetic. Folate is a natural vitamin, okay? And that's what they've tried to reproduce through folic acid, but it's cheaper to make folic acid than it is to make folate, okay? But just like preservatives and other, like the fake butter we just talked about, that stuff doesn't process in your body, so it just kind of floats around and doesn't get absorbed, okay? I've saved the best for last because I'm going to talk about that bag of salad. Because you're like, oh my God, it's a bag of salad, Amy. Surely that's healthy for me.
Lots of
Well,
chemicals.
let me tell you a secret. I was a big fan when they came out with packaged salads because that's easy. You don't have to chop anything. You just open the bag, throw it in a bowl, boom, healthy dinner. Well, here's the problem. Number one, a lot of our vegetables have been stripped of nutrition. They've been stripped of the vitamins. They've been stripped of the good stuff. That's why we eat a salad to begin with. Raw vegetables are one of the best places to get your vitamins and minerals. But unless it's organic, unless it's locally sourced, or all the other things in a way that is responsible, that retains the vitamin in that vegetable or fruit, you're not getting it this way. Now, these packaged salads like this have been processed and cleaned so that you can just rip the bag open and pour it in a bowl. What they use, the solution to wash all that stuff in, is actually a bleach. It's a bleach solution.
Yeah, I
And
used to work in a restaurant, and I swear to God, we had to do that to the lettuces and things for the salad bar.
Because it makes it last longer. It gives it a crisper appearance.
Yep.
It makes it crunchy. Okay.
That's pretty scary.
That's scary. It's a bag of salad. It's disturbing. So don't worry. I am going to tell you how to find good food. Okay. We're going to break up with some diet thinking tonight, and I'm going to help you put good things in your cart. But these are things that we have been commonly told are better for us. So I wanted to hit that off the bat, that it starts with what we put in our cart. And it starts with breaking up with how we've been told to eat to be healthy because that stuff is not working for us. Okay. So let's move on. Come on, slides. All right. What's happened over time, and this is not new information, the last 50 to 100 years, farming has greatly changed. It is much more about corporate farming and direct food manufacturer relationships than direct farmers. There are still a lot of good family farms out there who produce really good, high quality foods, vegetables, fruits, beef, dairy, all of it. Okay. But you have to know what to look for. As we continually go to corporate farming and corporate things of how food is produced synthetically, like this Beyond Meat garbage, this slime meat, they call it, whatever they're thinking they're going to promote it as, we strip away the nutrients, right? We take away things that are vital for us, and we make it harder and harder to reestablish metabolism in a healthy way that prevents us from getting sick and developing diseases. We also introduce the struggle with losing weight, okay? Because our body can't process this stuff. Your body wasn't made to process a bunch of chemicals, preservatives, folic acid, all this other garbage that is not natural. You literally have everything in your body to create health. You have enough if we just have to reawaken it, okay? So I want to give you some more fun facts. These are common vitamins that we all need. We are one of 2 mammals on the earth that cannot produce our own vitamin D in our body, us and gerbils. We're the only 2 mammals on earth that cannot do that. So we have to get it externally. However, 95% of the US adults are deficient in vitamin D. And that's such a simple one to do. Let me give you the tip on that right now. Go outside without sunscreen for 15 minutes in the sun. You'll get your vitamin D. It's an easy one to get. Vitamin E, we are over 94% of us deficient in vitamin E. Magnesium, this is the really super fun fact. You notice it says 61%? Mm-hmm. Magnesium is directly tied to obesity. The obesity rate in our country is about 64.5% right now. You see the relationship? Now, when I recommend supplements to someone and I see they are deficient in either calcium, magnesium, or vitamin D, in any one of those, they are also likely to be deficient in the other 2. So if you supplement for vitamin D, calcium, or magnesium, include the other 2 in that triangle because they all work very closely together in your body. Okay, and you can't, if you over supplement on one, you're going to create deficiencies in the others. Okay, so you got to keep these 3 level. Okay, vitamin C. We just are coming out of a pandemic and have another one on the verge of happening around the world. We are 43% deficient in vitamin C, which is in almost every single food you can eat has a vitamin C factor in it. But yet we are almost half deficient in that. Okay, so what do we do about this? Oh, I promise you there's hope. Your body has amazing capabilities to heal and thrive if we give it what it needs. And I'm going to teach you what those are. Okay, we're going to talk about solutions. Maybe if my slides work. All right, do not be overwhelmed. I gave you some really big, scary facts. Now I'm going to walk you through what we do about it. Okay, I'm going to give you some very finite information that you can go to compare to what you're doing now and make adjustments where you need to. Okay, this is where I'm going to tell you personally what I've been doing to address these same issues in my own health. Okay. Now we're going to focus on the 2 pillars that I mentioned earlier: nutrition, digestion, movement, and metabolism. And there's 4 steps that we're going to walk through. And this is where I'm going to give you a whole bunch of information about this stuff. Now, when we decide we want more for our health, maybe we want to lose some weight, maybe we want to slow down the aging impact, we usually turn to dieting. From this point forward, you already know it's going to be bad for you to diet. So I'm going to give you 4 things that change the game when it comes to improving your health. Number 1, I'm going to show you the supplements that I take, and I'm using these as an example. Okay. I want you to compare whatever you take to this, because it will give you an idea of what else you may need to change. If your supplements are good, what else you may need to add or modify, right? So I'm just giving you my example here. I take these. They've worked very well for me. But there are other really good natural supplements out there, and even in liquid format or chewables or any other format you need them in. There's options, okay? But these have been really good for me, and I've noticed the biggest change from them. So I'm using them to show you what's in them, so that then you can compare it to what you take and figure out if it's the best choice for you. Because I don't want you to take a vitamin just to take it. I want you to take it because you need something. This will give you an idea of how to align an improvement in the nutritional deficiencies that we've been talking about. The very best place to get vitamins and minerals is through food. And we're going to talk about food in this as well. But we already have talked enough about food that you know there's a lot of gaps in our food manufacturing processes. So most of us benefit from at least basic vitamins, right? Good multivitamin, good essential fatty acids, right? Things that promote and fill the gaps. So if you end up doing this comparison that we're getting ready to step to, and you realize the vitamins that you take need some changes, I'm happy to talk to you about that. So these are the things that I take personally every day, and this is why. Absorption is key. If you take a synthetic vitamin, it's just like that fake butter. It's just floating in, you swallow it, and it comes out the other end. It does not get absorbed in your body. And I'm talking about your Centrums. I'm talking about your the multivitamins that you can walk up and down the aisle at the grocery store and pick up.
One a day?
One a day. Thank you. Okay. Those, if it's synthetically made, if it's synthetic ingredients in it, it's just going in one end and out the other. You're not getting the vitamin absorption in there. A good, natural, high quality, bioavailable vitamin can be absorbed in your cells to deliver the vitamins and minerals to your cells, get it converted in your mitochondria to turn into energy. It's through the chelated and full spectrum processes that happens. And it's because it's food that your body can use to make that transition. And the little example I have up there with broccoli is how that works. When your natural vitamin takes an actual food source, like broccoli in this case, it pulls out the nutrient and it puts it in a yeast protein that is easily broken down in your body. And then it binds to the organic cells capabilities, the receptors in your cell, which feed into your mitochondria in those cells that then convert that to energy. Okay, well, that's about as scientific as I'm going to get for you. But basically, it helps you absorb the vitamin and do something with it. Okay, that's the difference between a synthetic and a natural vitamin. So when you look at your vitamins, you want to see things like chelated, full spectrum, folate, organic ingredients, right? And you can easily find these. They're growing in popularity because consumers are starting to demand better quality products. Again, if you need help finding one, let me know, because I work with a lot of different brands. But I'm going to walk you through some of the benefits that you get when you do this. You increase your lifespan. Okay, this is the part where as you age, you get into those 70s and 80s, you start declining in health, you start slowing down, you really start to see your age sometimes. But when you start changing your your supplements and your dietary things, this gives you a longer time into your more senior golden years where you're not experiencing that as quickly and you're getting more life out of your years. Okay. You're reducing your inflammation. You're increasing your metabolism and your energy. You're preventing as we age, our DNA spirals, those little strings of DNA that we all have in our cells, they actually start to break down and unravel. That's where illnesses come through when we get older. When you start supplementing with things your body can actually use, it delays that. It prolongs the DNA structure. It gets rid of all the free radicals, which are toxins in your body. It gives you increased immune support, and it helps your body respond to stress, which is one of the biggest factors to aging, as well as cardiovascular health, bone and joint health, brain fog, and cognitive health, which is a growing number issue here too, digestive health, and a lot more. So this is why good quality vitamins matter. Okay. So I'm going to walk you through what's actually in my vitamins so that you can do the comparison. We're going to start with the Alpha CRS, which was the middle bottle on that diagram I showed you. This one is what I use to get rid of the toxins, the free radicals. They have a cool name, but they're pretty nasty things. When you sleep at night, that's when your body does repairs. Okay, so if you're not sleeping good, you're not getting 8 hours a night, you're not getting quality sleep, your body's not able to do all the repairs it needs to do. That means when you wake up in the morning, your immune system's not refreshed, your energy is lower, you got the brain fog going on, and you kind of feel all day. Okay, so this is the vitamin that I take that helps prevent some of that, and it gives my body what it needs so that I can get quality sleep at night and it can do what it needs to do for repairs. Okay. What's in that vitamin? Hides. Is a lot of herbs. Okay. And fruit like pomegranate and pineapples and ginger and turmeric, right? There's a lot of good stuff in that vitamin, and it's all food, even pine bark. So all my survivalist friends out there know you can eat pine bark in a survival situation and get some nutrients from it. And it's actually medicinally very good for you too. This is actually good for digestion as well. It supports digestive health, which is the key to your immune system. Okay. Now, let's talk about the essential fatty acid one I take, which is EO omega benefits. This is where you get the brain development. Like my son takes a liquid essential fatty acid vitamin for kids, and we call it his brain vitamin because that's literally what essential fatty acids do for you. They support cardiovascular health, brain function, and your bone and joints. Okay, that's where all those essential fatty acids are needed, and we cannot make those in our own body. We have to eat them. This is also where you get the healthy skin. Okay. I can tell you when I stop taking this for a few days, my face breaks out. Okay. This is where I can get some additional antioxidant support too, which gets rid of those toxins and free radicals. And it's a good source for vitamin D and E, which we saw in the previous slide, most of us are deficient in. Now, what's in my EO omega-3 is, again, what you would expect, right? There's marine and plant organic omega blends in there, which is the fish oils. There's herbs in here. There's the citrus. There's vitamin D and E. And you see in the bottom, it's got the lutein, which is like tomatoes. That's what you get from that. And some of the other enzymes that we need to process food through our system. Okay. Now, the other one I take is a multivitamin. It's called VMZ. And those are all the vitamins that are within the one that I take. Okay, there's 22 of them. And they're maxed out. They're the highest level ones that you can get approval from the FDA to have. And it ensures that if I eat junk food all day, which I don't recommend, but this makes sure that I've got the vitamins and minerals to fill in the nutritional gaps. Okay. And if I'm eating like I should be eating, this is just giving me a little extra boost for any kind of like bag salad situation I'm getting into, where I'm eating better, but I'm not getting the nutrients from the food directly. Okay. So this particular vitamin, as you know, vitamins and minerals are pretty important for us. Digestive support, this is where your metabolism comes into play, your immune system, and your bone health. Okay, all very important things as we get older. Because if any of these systems kind of go wrong, the rest isn't going to work too well either. Okay, so that's what I personally take, and I encourage you to kind of take that information, look at your supplements, and match them up. Okay, figure out if what you're taking is aligned with that, or where you see some variances, and I'm happy to talk to you about helping to find things to align with what you need. Okay, I can actually test you to figure out what vitamins you are deficient in and help you get that set up right. So let's then switch gears to what is metabolic health. Okay, how do I fire up this metabolism, Amy? How do I get that? Oh, this orange screen on this made my face look orange. Anyway, so metabolism is how our body absorbs all those vitamins that we just talked about taking every day and needing to get through our diet. This is what helps us manage the sugar, the blood fat, and the insulin that is in our body. It is important to avoid these huge spikes of glucose every time we eat, because you do have a spike every time you eat. And we want to create more of a level playing field after we eat, because that's going to help our metabolism process the food that we've intake and help create those better balances in overall energy and healing that we need to get from our food. Your poor diet, your high levels of stress, the sedentary lifestyles all have a very negative impact on your metabolism. These in turn put us at risk for the cholesterol problems, the blood pressure, the glucose and sugar problems, the larger waist circumference. This is where it all comes from, is the metabolism. And we have been trained to think as we get older, we just kind of slow down. We don't have as much energy, and that's just part of getting older, which is really sad because who wants that? I don't. So let's look at what metabolism is and what is a good metabolic health. So the ideal is having your blood sugar, triglycerides, HDL, LDL, cholesterol ratios, blood pressure, and waist circumference to be in these ranges. That 6.8% population I talked about, they're here without the use of medication. Okay, this is what they have going on. Now, it may not be completely possible for you to get rid of all the medications that you currently have to take. But if you can even eliminate some of them, you're moving the marker towards this. Okay, you're creating the metabolic health, and you're getting it in check, and you're creating those improvements that overall are going to feed into other things. Number one, it's going to reduce your risk for metabolic syndromes and the diseases and illnesses that come with it. Okay. And that, to me, is a really good starting point. That right there is worth it to me. Now, when we start talking about wrinkles and weight gain, this is where we also can move the needle. Because as we start, if you had two people standing together and they were both the same age, but one looked like they were a lot younger than their years, and the other one looked like they were a lot older than their years, the difference is their metabolism. Okay. And over time, we can start to look like that first person if we tap into the power of the metabolism. It's not the moisturizers that the beauty industry tries to tell us. It's not the diet foods that give us thinner and make all our problems go away. It's your metabolism and building it from the inside out. Okay? Because we know, if this is what Harvard has actually researched and learned, your metabolic health is inseparable from your biological age. Okay, so if you feel like you're 60 on the outside, you probably feel 60 on the inside too, right? They're inseparable, but you can change it and you can improve it. Even with good lifestyle changes, good supplements, right? You can get those cells to work in your favor. Some of the latest research from Harvard and other top tier medical organizations show that you can improve your metabolism and reverse a lot of this aging problem that is going on in our country. You can come closer to that 6.8% of the population who's considered metabolic healthy. Okay, and it starts with building it from the inside out. So, metabolism. Let's talk about what that looks like. How do you actually naturally boost your metabolism? Well, there's a lot of good ways to do that. If you strive to eat a clean diet at least 80 to 85% of the time, okay, that doesn't mean you never get ice cream again. That means 80 to 85%, you're doing a good job giving your body nutrients, you're taking your supplements, right? And you're giving yourself good nutrition. You eat a breakfast high in protein, okay? Not cereals, not bagels, not yogurts, protein. You eat a protein before your meals, you actually boost your metabolism another 35% before the meal. That's easy, right?
Almonds.
Almonds, that's a great one, right? It's easy. Drink at least 50% of your body weight in water. Good quality water, filtered, reverse osmosis, or distilled are the top 3 types of water to drink. Okay, and eliminate as much plastic in your life as you can, because every time you drink or eat from a plastic situation, you absorb some of the plastic chemicals in your body, which creates a detox situation that you need to go through. Incorporate just a little bit of movement in your day. Okay, it doesn't mean you got to go to the gym and work out for an hour. It means get up through your day, stand more, take 1,000 steps around your house, right? Move just a little bit regularly through your day. The whole Garmin Fitbit things, right? When it zaps you at the top of 10 minutes to the hour, take it up on the challenge and go walk a couple stops, right? It's very easy to do it. You don't have to sit there and sweat. Oh my God, I gotta go work 45 minutes out at the gym. You can if you want. It doesn't have to be that harsh. Keep your room cool at night. That actually helps metabolism. It helps your body repair. Okay. 1,000 steps after your meals is actually India, one of their health practices that they teach heart patients over there, because it boosts your metabolism and it prevents food from just sitting in your stomach. It moves it through the digestive system, okay, which increases absorption of nutrients. Eat your meals in this order, because this is going to level out your glucose levels. You want to eat your raw vegetables first, because that's going to trigger the enzymes in your digestive system to start working. Then you eat your proteins and your fats, okay, because those take longer to break down, but you've already got the enzymes fired up so they can start that process as soon as it hits your stomach, and then round it out with your carbs and desserts. Because at that point, you're a little bit fuller, so you're not going to eat as many carbs, and you're still getting the mental enjoyment of carbs, right? And we do need a little carb. Okay, food should be enjoyable. It should be fulfilling. It should be satisfying. It should be socially and physically complete when we eat something. Okay, so that seriously, if you eat your meals in that order, you will notice a lot more level glucose spikes after you eat. All right, this is 30 foods that boost metabolism naturally. Okay, and a lot of these are easy to get and they taste good, and most people can find something on this list they like. There's 30 of them. I'm going to talk about apple cider vinegar. This is a big one, guys. 2 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in water at least once a day, or 1 tablespoon before every meal, is going to further help level out the glucose spikes before you eat. It also helps with inflammation. Okay, this is the amazing thing is apple cider vinegar is very cheap, and you can dilute it in a whole bunch of water. So you're, number one, you're drinking more water. Number two, you're getting the benefits of apple cider vinegar for inflammation support and metabolism support. And it's super easy to do. Okay. So I highly recommend that one. But these foods naturally boost your metabolism. They trigger the response of converting food to energy through the mitochondria in your cells, and they prevent that spike in glucose. Okay. And almonds is top of the list, Lisa.
I learned that trick being a diabetic.
Yes, almonds are a good thing. All right, I'm going to talk about fasting. Hippocrates and the ancient Egyptians actually used fasting and recommended it as a way to detox the body, deal with illnesses, aches and pains, dementia, and other situations that people were dealing with when they didn't even have medicine. They figured out if you fast, you can eliminate a lot of what's going on in your body and trigger it to self-heal. Fasting has been a therapy for a very long time. I recently did a 3-day fast right after my 50th birthday. That was my present to myself, was a 3-day fast. I was going all out this year. I happened to do the one that I put on the screen here from Plexus because it was nutritionally sound. I did a ton of research on it. It was all natural ingredients, and I still got a lot of protein through 3 days of basically liquid eating. Here's what happened. I felt incredible. I still feel really good, and it's been a couple weeks. I slept very good. I was not hungry, amazingly, through 3 days of just doing this. And I lost 10 pounds. That was awesome. That was like, yay. I used this as my own experiment because I was looking for a fast. I wanted to firsthand experience it. I found this one. It was the most natural, nutritionally one based out there that I found, and I had really good experience on it. When you fast, it does give you a lot of benefits, including promoting detoxification in your body. So it eliminates a lot of what's going on in there. It switches your body to burn fat as fuel. It reduces your cravings. It boosts some appetite control. You have a lot more command over your body after doing this. It reduces this PKA enzyme, which has been linked to aging, cancer, and tumors. Okay. And that to me was worth it. And it sets you up for longer term nutritional improvements like clean eating, improving exercise, working on your sleep, reducing stress. You can do the one fast that I did, this 3-day one, about every 90 days. Okay. Now I want to talk about keto because who in here has anyone done keto before?
No.
No? Okay. Keto is very popular. And it encourages intermittent fasting. And you can sometimes go 24, 48 hours, even longer without eating. Here's the problem. What happens when you go off keto? All that weight comes right back on plus some. You rebound. Because you are on keto, you can only eat certain foods at certain times, right? And the longer you go, you in this keto burning mode. Well, your body's not equipped to do that full time. So what happens is you don't have any way to navigate the real world. And I promise you, you're going to get in situations where you're not going to find a keto friendly food. Right? Or you're going to go to a wedding and not eat wedding cake, or you're going to have a birthday and not eat birthday cake, or you're going to go to someone's holiday party and not be able to eat because it's not keto. Okay. That's no way to live. Keto has a lot of advantages, but people haven't really read past chapter 3 of the keto book to understand it's not meant for long-term staying on this restriction, right? It's meant to give you a start. It's meant to give you a launch ground so that you can build better health habits and then move back into the real world where you're eating 80 to 85% cleanly and allowing regular life to be part of your life, regular food. Okay. And this is one of the fail points that I feel like low carb hit, keto is now hit, right? A lot of these diets hit the same wall because they don't teach you how to live in the real world. So I found really good success with this. Actually, I plan to do it again in late September, early October, because I felt really good from it. And I felt like it gave me an advantage on my metabolism starting to kickstart again.
Where did you buy all this stuff?
I'm going to show you that a little bit later.
Okay.
Yep. But I had really good success with this one. And there's a lot of them out there, but I like this one the best when I match it up to natural and nutrition and things like that. Okay, now I want to talk to you about some doTERRA products that I have learned are coming out in a couple weeks. They are launching this Meta PWR system that is all about metabolism. And this too, I've done a ton of research on to look at, is it worth it? Because I just spent all this time telling you metabolism is the key to everything. And I gave you some natural things to do, which are still really important. But I checked this out and it looks like it's got a lot of promise to it. So I wanted to share it with you because this could also accelerate supporting metabolism improvements. So the first part of this is Meta PWR Metabolic Blend. The gum and the soft gel and even the oil in these little beadlet things inhibit cell maturation, which means when you eat something that is high in fat, it's not just converting it to fat in your body. It's helping to get rid of it or burn it to get energy. Okay. It's curbing the cravings, which is positive, and it's supporting continually improving your metabolism with these other changes that we've already talked about. And there's more changes coming. I'm going to show you how to shop. The other part that they've come up with, come on slides, is this metabolic assist. Okay. This is one of the things that can help you if you're not an apple cider vinegar person to create those more level glucose spikes after you eat. It supports the insulin sensitivity. So sugars that you eat, they get converted to fat if you don't burn them right away. This kind of inhibits that process. Okay. It supports those blood sugar responses. So again, it's helping to control the spikes and it's helping to prevent the absorption of sugar that's just going to sit in the thighs and the butt. It's also going to help stabilize the metabolism through the day. So as you're working to build metabolic health through dietary changes, this is helping you level it during the day so you don't have those 3 p.m. crashes and the cravings come up right behind it. Okay. I'm pretty impressed with this stuff, to be honest. This Advantage thing is a drink. Plexus actually has something very similar. So if you look at the fast thing I did, inside that fast kit is their version of what this is. It promotes the metabolic health through longevity, right? So this is where we're getting the skin elasticity help. This is where we're getting the brain fog clearing out. This is where we're getting the biological changes to our cells to trigger metabolic function. Okay, we're increasing our metabolism. And it's a drink. You pour it in water and you drink. Now, let's talk about the fourth step, okay, which falls into the nutrition and health pillar that we've been talking about. Who here likes to eat? I love to eat.
Everybody?
I've always been a healthy eater. I don't think I've ever been a picky eater. I love food. So we have talked a lot about grocery cards and food in general, because that is the premise of where you want to build your health. We've talked a lot about dieting fail points, right? You don't know how, you can't navigate in the real world without rebounding all the weight that you lost. When you're on a diet, you're only conforming to someone's program. And if you deviate from that, you feel guilty or bad or like you cheated. You're only focused on your weight and size, not your mental health, not your, anything else you got going on. It's just all about size. You usually, when you diet, within 3 years, if you're successful with it, are going to gain it all back plus some. And I hate to say that because that's disappointing, right? You do a lot of work to lose weight. You don't ever want to see that stuff again. And we've been led to believe restriction and limitation are the only way that you can be thin. And that sucks. That's not fun. Okay, it's not fun. And we've talked about the 100-calorie packs and just the negativity around that and with body image and mental health. So, what is the secret? Well, in December of this year, I'm going to introduce a program called Shape Reclaimed. This is a natural health practitioner monitored program that teaches you how to break up with diet mentality. It reprograms your body to work with your mind and your spirit to eat for nourishment, nutrition, and enjoyment. It helps you figure out what's right for you. Okay, it's completely customized. It's not a program you conform to like a diet. It teaches you how to eat right for you. It's based on intuitive eating. It's dietitian backed. It supports healthy options that you select and drive based on what's right for you. And we work to figure out what that is. It uses your analysis to track your progress. Okay, so it's the only way you can get access through this is through a natural health practitioner, which is why I can't launch it till December. Okay, but I am going to offer this because I've seen a lot of benefits from it. It comes in 3 phases. It uses a cleanse to baseline you and get rid of all the stuff that's holding you back and resets that metabolism. It then stabilizes everything. And then it works to long-term develop around you and what you need, what you want to focus on, what your health concerns are, what your goals are, and how you like to eat. If you like Oreos and ice cream, we can build that in there. Okay, it won't be an everyday thing, but we can build that in there. Okay, and it's built around foods that you actually eat. So if you don't like overnight oats and avocados and all the other crazy things that people tell you to eat to lose weight, you don't have to eat them. Okay, you find fruits and vegetables that you like to eat, you eat well, you eat good proteins, and you break up a diet mentality, which to me is fantastic. Okay, now the solutions I've gone through can work together or independently. It's all about you. This is not something that, it's not, again, like a diet where you have to conform and you have to do all these steps and you can only do this instead of that, right? In a specific order. All of this can work independently or together based on what you need and what you want to do. That is the real power of this. And that, I think, gives us a real consumer position to reclaim our health and to build back metabolism that's right for us, to reduce all the icky things that is happening to us today in our health. What I have realized is that it helps you live in the real world, eat food. You can go to a holiday party and not feel guilty if you have an alcoholic drink or you have a piece of cake, right? It allows you to live in the real world. It supports you nutritionally, emotionally, and spiritually for complete health. You work with a holistic natural health practitioner like me. You reach your goals. Yay. You develop a positive relationship with food, which so many of us don't have. And you learn to eat in a way that's right for you. And you start to see the lifelong changes in metabolism, improvements in your other health concerns, and you feel liberated to pursue your goals in a confident way. Okay. So 3 key takeaways from this webinar. Nutrition and metabolism are 100% connected. Nutritional deficiencies and metabolic imbalances affect almost everybody. There's less than 7% of us that have this down. There are safe, effective, natural ways that are affordable to help in your daily routine to get you closer to that 7%. And here's what that looks like. Use a good high quality natural vitamin. If you're interested in looking at what I got, you can scan that little square QR code. That'll take you exactly to the things that I talked about tonight, the supplements that I personally use. If you're like, Amy, that's not for me, I'm looking for something else. In the graphic right below that are all the other brands I'm currently affiliated with through school that are also high quality, natural, bioavailable supplements, herbals, other natural products that we can look at to fit your specific needs. Okay, this is about finding the right solutions for you. If you're interested in doing the 3-day fast that I did, I put a QR code for that too. Okay, and I know through the month of August, they also have the hydrate thing, which comes in the 3-day fast because you're going to drink a lot of water. They give you an extra whole packet of those for a month, free this month. So if you're interested in the plexus fast that I did, that's the round QR code. If you're looking for the metabolic support that I told you doTERRA's rolling out in a couple of weeks, all you got to do is tell me, and I will tell you when that comes out available. Okay, because that'll be out here in a couple of weeks. And if you're looking for the nutrition support framework that I talked about through Shape Reclaimed, that's going to come out in about December because I have to finish my accreditation in this first part of the program, which I will finish up October 31. And I have to sit for a little exam and get the certificate before I can launch this one. Okay, so if you're interested in those two, just let me know and I will reach out to you as soon as those are available. But I hope that you guys have found some value in the content I've shared with you, because if nothing else, I feel like I've at least been able to offer you some value on helping you navigate the grocery store a little bit to help you find better options to help boost your metabolism and start reversing these signs of aging that we're all starting to feel. Okay. If you're looking for consultation help from a natural health practitioner, I am offering everyone who listens to this webinar 35% off my consultation services. And that's the little QR code for that. Just put in the code BATTLE when you go ahead and book time with me. If you have questions, you can email or call me. If this has been of value to you, please send me some comments about it. Tell me what I did to help tonight, because I'm really interested in hearing feedback so that I can modify other courses that I plan on offering soon, because I really want to help people feel better and start reclaiming their health. So, questions? I did that good.
Test for vitamin deficiencies.
Oh, okay. So when I test you for for vitamin deficiencies, I actually do what's called muscle response testing. And if you remember years ago, going to the doctor, they used to tap your knee and then your leg would swing out.
Mm-hmm.
It's very similar to that, but I can do it virtually or in person.
Okay.
And I can go through your entire body system and figure out which vitamins you're likely deficient in.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Anybody else?
Put me on the list for December's class.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay. They've given me early access to the Shape Reclaim materials, and I've started in all of this, guys. I am my own test bunny because I don't want to recommend anything that I haven't personally tried, because I don't want to tell you a line of crap and then it doesn't work, because I'm not about that. I want to make sure that I want to give you something to go on, right? If I can tell you it didn't work for me, I'll tell you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions?
Yeah. That was
All
a real
right.
eye opener.
Good. It's scary what's in our grocery stores. It really is. I'm just
Very
stunned.
scary.
So, I mean, honestly, I've been buying a lot more organic foods lately, and price wise, for instance, I bought organic noodles, the ones we had in Kentucky, Michelle, this past week. They were
Oh,
actually
okay.
cheaper than regular noodles.
Really? That's great
Yeah.
to know.
Surprising.
Yeah. Organic bananas were like 10 cents more. So organic is not this out of reach situation, and we can get much better quality foods. One thing I didn't talk about was milk. So how many of you buy 2% or skim or any of that? Okay.
1%.
1%. Yeah. Okay. Here's the deal with milk. Again, it kind of falls into that low fat thinking, right? We've been led to believe fat is bad for us, but dairy fat is actually one of the best things we can give our body. So when you drink like a whole milk or a raw milk, which is actually best, it gives you the vitamins and nutrients that a lot of us are missing, the vitamin D particularly, the calcium and the magnesium. You can all get through real milk. And you're not stripping it away through the processing. I've actually started buying raw milk, and it's delicious. It's really good. And I can use it as cream in my coffee. I don't have to buy a separate creamer. So it tastes really good. It tastes like real milk. So
And you got raw
kind of
milk at
impressive.
the grocery store?
So I've actually found a local farmer here that I get it from.
Mm-hmm.
And a little bit of research, you can probably find one in your area.
Okay.
Mine actually comes to the house on Wednesdays.
Oh,
Yeah.
The
And
milkman?
I got a real milkman, and he brings eggs too. So, and honestly, the milk, right now milk's like 4 something a gallon, right? If you're lucky to find it. I'm paying like $5.50, $6 sometimes for milk. And it's raw milk, right from a cow. So, all right. Anything else?
the apple cider vinegar.
Yeah.
What did you say was how much of that with how much water?
Okay. So what I have been doing
Mhm.
is 2 tablespoons
Okay.
in about 8-10 ounces of water.
Okay.
And you can sip it or you can just chug it down, right? Whichever you can tolerate. Now, if that's too much, try 1 tablespoon in that much water a couple times a day, right?
Okay.
Build up to it. And apple cider vinegar is super cheap,
Yes.
right? So, and more than anything, it helps with inflammation and it helps with those glucose spikes.
So it doesn't have to be that organic one?
No, not for apple cider vinegar.
Good to know.
Yeah,
That other one's got that mother and stuff in it.
it does. It does. And I've tried them both. And, I think as long as you get a decent brand of it, they both seem to work. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to contaminate vinegar.
And what did you say the vinegar does?
It actually levels out your glucose levels before you eat.
Mm.
And if you do it first thing in the morning, it actually helps boost the metabolism.
Thank you.
Yep. And if you're looking for that 35% boost before meals, that's a really good way to do it, is through apple cider vinegar.
This
Okay.
is very interesting.
Good. Well, I plan to bring a lot
really-
more.
Good.
So, like I said, I want to help people really figure this out, right? Because it's all achievable, and it's, I think if you really do the 80% eating cleanly most of the time, then the rest of it you can eat whatever you want and not feel guilty. Right?
Yep.
So I can tell you that I've done an 8-week detox that was specifically focused on getting all the toxins out of my body, including plastic. And that I noticed a huge difference in brain function, no more brain fog at that. And I slept so much better than I have in forever. And then I followed it up a couple weeks after I finished that. I did this 3-day reset fast. And I have not felt this good in a long time.
Good.
And the 10-pound loss didn't hurt either. I was like, that is really cool because I haven't seen the scale move in a while.
Now
Okay,
you recorded this, right?
I did, and I will send the recording to you all as soon as it processes.
Wonderful.
And you guys are free to share it with others if you feel like it would be beneficial to them. I will be offering it again. If you are on my newsletter, it's going to come out this early September. When I send out the September newsletter, there'll be a link to it. You can watch the replay there too.
Right.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thanks,
guys.
Amy.
Thank you,
Yes.
Amy.
All right, guys. Have a
You
great
have a
evening.
Good night.
Yep. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.